So hi guys, how is everybody? There you go. Right there, right there, right there. Excellent. My hair is also looking nice, so I'm pretty sure that we'll have a good conversation today. How is everybody doing? What's happening with everybody? Thanks for coming on a Saturday. वैसे भी सैटरडे को आजकल करना है तो भी कुछ नहीं कर सकते जिंदगी में, तो ये स्थिति हो गई है, तो उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. So how is everybody doing? I think a lot of just counting, there are about 50 people who have come in the class. Obviously, uh, we Indians always come in late, right? So if you say 9 o'clock, it has to be 9:15. If it is said at 9:30, then it has to be 9:45. So that works. So I understand that part, right? So how's everybody doing so far? IMS students are always on time. That I agree with you. So out of 53 students, there are so many students who are my students already. They're always on time. Yeah, probably because they understand what's going on. So good. भावेश पटेल says didn't recognize you चेतन क्यों why didn't you recognize me sir ऐसा क्या मैंने कर दिया जिंदगी में that you haven't recognized me. Alright, good sir. Darshan Shah says good evening to you. How are you doing? Fantastic. Alright, so Bhavesh Patel says long hair. Well, I always had long hair, right? I mean, are you seeing me for the first time? यार तो थोड़ा यहाँ पे थोड़ा ज्यादा ध्यान दिया करो. That's all I can say. All right, great stuff. So we are going to wait for another. Let me tell you how long. We are going to wait for another 2 minutes more, and after 2 minutes we are going to start. Okay? Because so thank you, Pratik. Thank you. So we're going to wait for 2 minutes. Meanwhile, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly pause my video and my audio. If you have any questions, you have any doubts, this webinar is not about a teaching webinar. I'm not here to teach you guys. I'm here to give you answers to all the problems that you have got yourself into by your own devices, so that you guys are able to not lose as much money as possible and make a little bit of money, because obviously from all the positions that you've got yourself into. So 2 minutes more. Yeah. So Lavin says Baba Chok wouldn't have annotated. Alright, so 2 minutes. So we are going to meet up exactly at about 7:05. Alright? Alright. So we're back again now. Good evening to all of you. Let me formally thank you guys for coming inside the classroom and attending my session today, especially being a Saturday night. I'm sure you guys had some amazing plans for a Saturday night, and but you guys decided to spend some time with me. So I really thank you for it. I really thank you for letting me help you not to lose money and letting me help you to make some money. Right? So my name is Chetan Pudar. For all the people who don't know me, my name is Chetan Pudar, also called as Stock Baba. You probably know the reason why. Uh, uh, so this is what I do for a living. I teach people how to make money in the markets. Been doing that for last a little more than 13 years now, 10 years in India, across almost all the biggest institutes in India, which we can talk about. I have a lot of students who are attending my session. I have a lot of people who are not my students who are attending my session. This session is pertinent to a very specific thing, and that specific thing is that I run this page called as Stock Baba. Okay, it's a page of satire, it's a page of parody, it's a page of being a little bit sarcastic in life, because we can't take life so seriously, because it doesn't help, because we all have one life, and if you take it too seriously, we are all going to go crazy. And stock market itself is a very serious business. So we need to be a little bit more humorous in our life, and not take life so seriously and stock market so seriously, which eases the pressure for us to perform, and hence we perform better in our life, right? So great stuff. This page has been running for last 3.5 years, 4 years. I've been helping people for last 4 years. It's a charity page. It's something which I don't do for money. It's purely meant for helping people out like yourself, who are stuck with stocks decisions that they have taken, and they are losing money. So that is the intent of this page. Now, while this page was going on, so if all the people who are on this page and still haven't read the head note, let me tell you, this is the head note. Okay, it's in yellow so that you can see it. Still, people will overlook it, but if ever you have time, and nowadays there is so much time, uh, unless until you're doing something very important like Mr. Trump. uh, Read this page, read what is written on this head note so that you understand the intent of the page better. This page is not for teaching. I'm not into a teaching mode right now. I'm not into a teaching mode on this page, because teaching cannot happen on a Facebook. Teaching cannot happen by listings. It requires a lot of dedicated time, effort, energy for somebody to teach you, and time, effort, energy for somebody to learn. So that doesn't happen on a Facebook page, right? So I had given a questionnaire over here to help people who are already stuck. मैं थोड़ा हिंदी में भी बात करूंगा, क्योंकि मैंने ऐसा सोचा है कि हिंदी में बहुत सारे लोग सुनते हैं, तो मेरा हिंदी इतना अच्छा नहीं है, लेकिन मैं ट्राई करता हूँ, राइट? So I had given a questions, the whole set of questions where people were stuck into certain positions, and there are a lot of people who had given a poll. So they had attended the poll, and a lot of people were stuck onto a lot of positions. So I thought, why don't I take a webinar? First, I thought that I will make a video, but then I thought, of what the hell? Why don't I have a live interaction? Because I absolutely love it. So a couple of things. First thing first. If you have any questions, you have any doubts, here's what you're going to do now. Listen to me very carefully so that I can help you better. If you have any questions, if you have any doubts, type it. Okay? Don't put it into the questions bracket. Why? Because if all of you put the questions in the questions bracket together, what happens is the listing goes up and I am not able to see it. And if I'm not able to see it, then I will not be able to answer it. And I am pretty sure that I want to answer every person's questions so that you lose a little bit less of money in the stock market, which doesn't help anyone. Maybe you are able to use that money for your family. Maybe you are able to use that money to spend on your parents. Maybe you are able to use that money for taking your family and giving them some gifts, okay? Which your friends and your family will really, really thank you for, because losing money in the stock market, nobody thanks you for it, right? Except for people like me, because we make money when other people lose money, right? So this was the intent, okay? Now, does anybody have any questions? You can type in the questions one step at a time, and I will read those questions and I will try to give answers to those questions so that you get the answers, because I want to make this video a little bit shorter. Right? So, any questions? Any anything that you guys want to ask me, or should I directly start from all the stocks which everybody had asked? What is the story? What does everybody want? So Avdut Palkar had asked this question, very strange question. His question is, let me read out this question of Avdut Palkar. Sir, one of the course question before you start. How much big amount did you lose in a single day? That is asked by Avdut Palkar. Now my question is that I'm going to ask him two counter questions. Number one, why do you want to know? Okay, why do you want to know this question? Second, even if I do tell you a figure, okay, how is it that going to help you with you not losing money and making money? Correct? So, so you asking me this question, I'll give you an answer. This question is neither going to help you, is not neither going to teach you anything. So it's not relevant. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, I will answer you this question someday. Take me out for a drink whenever all this corona nonsense gets over. And I'm not going to call it corona, I'm going to call it a Chinese virus, because it's the Chinese who have manufactured this virus and have destroyed all our lives. Okay. So this Chinese, once this whole drama of Chinese virus gets over, take me out for a drink. If I am in a mood, I will go out for a drink with you. Okay. Make me drink 5 drinks. After that, you will have to pay me to shut me up. Okay. So I will talk so much that you'll have to pay me to shut me up. So that time you ask me this question, I'll give you an answer. All right. All right. So Rishi Rathod is asking a question. Is this a bear rally? Just hang on. Just hold your questions for a minute because it's all going up. So Rishi Rathod's question is this a bear rally? Uh, Bears don't have a rally. Okay, bulls have a rally. First of all, so the technical term for bulls and bears is bulls have a rally, bears don't have a rally. Bears have a bear market. So technically, the answer is a the question is a little offhand. Okay, so is this a bear market? It's not a bear market. Is it a bear attack? It's not a bear attack. Bear attacks are very sharp and pungent attacks in the market. done with the objective of throwing everybody off balance so that institutions make money. That is what is called as a bear attack. Okay, so this is not a bear attack. This is basically a reaction to certain events which have happened in the world. Okay, so there is, on a macroeconomic level, certain actions happen that gets very quickly reflected into the stock market. Most of the time there is a overreaction which happens into the stock market, and the stock market comes down or the stock market goes up. So this is what is called as a bear market. Okay, so it's not a bear rally, it's a bear market. It's not a bear market, it is a reaction, a bearish reaction to the economic data which has come out, and also what is expected 6 months, 9 months, 10 months down the line into the economic circles. So the market is trying to determine what is going to happen into the world 6 months or 9 months down the line. So if 6 months or 9 months down the line, today there is an indication that everything is going to be fine because somebody found a cure, everybody is fine because you found a vaccine. That information will get discounted in the price today. So what is going to happen 10 months down the line or 12 months down the line or 15 months down the line is going to get discounted into the market today. Okay, because if this is going to happen 12 months down the line, then people who is called as the smart money will quickly react today to be buying the stocks at the lowest possible price so that they can make the highest amount of money. You guys get this? The smart money is going to react today to buy the stock at the lowest possible price to make the highest amount of money, because the moment um, a cure is found or the moment a vaccine is found, the markets will kind of jump back because business will be as usual, and then the business will be as usual. The prices that will get reflected into the stock market, and the prices when it will get reflected into the stock market 12 months down the line or 15 months down the line, everything will be okay. So they will be the ones who will be making the maximum amount of money. I hope you guys are getting this. So this is more of a reaction into the stock market, which happens. This happened in 2008. This happened in 1993. This happened in 1997. This happened in 2000. This happened in 2008. This happened in 2013. This happened in a reverse manner in 2014 when Narendra Modi got this thing. And it is going to happen for the rest of your life. It has been happening for the last 150 years. It is going to happen for the next 150 years. After 150 years, I can't give you a guarantee. But for the next 150 years, I can guaranteedly tell you, putting it on a stamp and signing it, that this is exactly how it is going to happen. All right. So great stuff. So that was a question. Let me give you another answer to a next question. Just one second. Let me just kind of pull this out. Okay. So let me just show this to you on a chart. This is what is called as a chart of the. It's a price chart of Nifty. So somewhere along the line, this is in the month of January, where they discovered the impact of it happening to the rest of the world, January and February, and then it started crashing. And from here till here, it was an overreaction. From here to here, it was an overreaction. Now, here's what I want to tell you: the overreaction can only be found in retrospect, which means when you are here, you can't say it's an overreaction. Okay, it can be only be found in retrospect. That's how the markets work. In the retrospect, everybody is perfect in analysis, right? So from here to here, and then the moment the overreaction happens, it went back. Now, is this a reaction for the news which is getting discounted into the market for the future? I don't know. There might be a possible that this might be what is called as, so this is probably an impulse, this is a correction. There could be another impulse coming in the way. So all the people who know technicals, all the people who understand technicals will understand the words called impulse correction, and there could be another impulse and it could further go down. So I have made two webinars before this, but I very clearly said that either it will come to the level of 8,000, okay, that's what it did, or it will go to the level of 7,000, or it will go to the level of 5,000. So this is where I had said. So these are the three levels where it could go to: 8,000, 7,000, and 5,000. Why do I know this? Because it is clearly shown in the charts. So from now onwards, what do? We don't know. There's all possible reasons that it could just keep on going sideways, because there are no particular triggers coming out from the stock market that the market is going to go up or it is going to go down. So we have to wait and watch. Are you guys getting this? All right. So let me answer the next question. Will the so hang on. All right. So Rishi Rathod, I've answered your question to your satisfaction, I'm assuming. Anant Jagdani has asked this question about Tata Motors. So Anand, just hold this question. Just do a cut, copy, paste. I'll answer that question a little later when I get into specific stocks. Is that okay, Anand? All right. Omkar Bane is asking a question. How can I set up a buying strategy, option chain, technical chart, stock balance sheet study of stocks? ओमकार बाने जी, आप एकदम सॉलिड हो सर. आई मीन्स आप सब बाउंसर ही डालते हो. कुछ ऐसा नॉर्मल क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हो क्या? यू वांट मी टू टीच यू buying strategy, option chart, technical chart, stock balance in a 45 minutes webinar where I'm answering questions for people so that they can not lose money. सर ये जरा बाउंसर क्वेश्चन था तो ये दिस इज फॉर सम अदर डे. Like I said to you earlier, if you were on time, that this is not a teaching webinar. Okay, teaching the stock market cannot happen in 1 day, 2 days, 5 days. It doesn't work like that. Stock markets are very, very large. The information that you process is larger, and hence, for you to learn that kind of art and skill and science, it takes a longer period of time, right? So it cannot happen randomly by attending somebody's webinar, especially a free webinar. You can't learn all that, right? I'm sorry, I'm a little blunt here, but this is what the answer is. Okay. So now Prasad Dalvi is asking me a question. Will the government stimulus affect the market positively in the coming days? Prasad Dalvi, my answer is I don't know. Why I don't know? Because it all depends on how the market is going to react. My estimation is, and this is what I look forward for, and this is how I think as an investor, is that market for the next 1 or 1.5 months, for all practical purposes, is going to move sideways. Why it's going to move sideways? Because maybe the Indian government has come up with stimuluses. Unless and until that stimulus actually gets applied and we start seeing the palpable result, okay, into the way businesses are getting positively affected, okay, the stimulus is not going to react into the price action of the market. Also, you have to understand that it is a global phenomenon and there are about 204 certified countries, 209 countries that way, but 204 countries which are recognized countries out of 209, uh, and all of them are affected. And today's world is all interlinked. So unless or until you find a solution across the entire globe or the planet, this is not going to work, right? So the short answer for a long question is that wait and watch. But for my practical purposes, I don't think the market is going to move in any direction for at least a month's time. But I could be proved wrong. For a simple reason, if I have to just give you a demonstration of my logical ability, uh, Mumbai region is locked down till the 1st of June. Okay, Mumbai region, which is the heart and the capital, financial capital of India, is locked down till the 1st of June. And for all practical purposes, the way Mumbai is going, it is going to get locked down further, probably for another 15 days or so in part-time basis or full-time basis. Which means if Mumbai cannot get out of this mess, there is really no way you can make out that this is going to change the situation for us, right? So is Prasad Davi, is this an answer, satisfactory answer to you? Sachin Gohil is asking me a question. Stocks to invest for a long time. Sachin Gohil, very simply, this is not a forum for you to ask me these questions. I will give you answers to all the loss-making stocks that you are having. However, uh, I will not give you stocks which will make money for you. I have given it in the past. Maybe sometime if I see it in the future, if I see opportunity in the future, well, I'll give it to you. But I'm otherwise not going to. This is a help forum where I help people who have already got stuck into stocks to give them what price they can get out or what possibly can happen in the stock over a period of time and how they can minimize the loss and how they don't get into trouble. So I hope you appreciate the intent. For you to be making money into the stock market, you cannot make money into the stock market by listening to other people's advice. Okay, unless and until you are financially literate. You will never make money in the stock market. I guarantee you that. Okay. There's one saying which my father used to always tell me, and he used to tell me that for you to go to heaven, you have to die first. You can't ask your neighbor to die for you and you go to heaven. It does not work like that. So similarly, if you want to make money in the stock market, if you want to become rich, and first you have to learn it. You have to know how it is. You need to get into the mindset. And if you don't get into the mindset, and if you don't learn well, then somebody else will always keep on making money for you. Again, I'm going to ask you, I'm just going to give you a simple statement. Why should somebody else make money for you? Why should somebody else make money for you? Because the person who knows how to make money, listen to me very carefully, the person who knows how to make money, why will he work for you? Because he's already making money. And if he doesn't know how to make money, okay, why will you run behind him? Let me repeat it for you. If a person who knows how to make money, why will he run behind you? Because you don't know how to make money. And if you don't know how to make money, okay, you should not be in the stock market at all. So first of all I'm saying to you is that please take some time, learn it. If you want to learn a little bit of the basics of it, I have a YouTube channel. It's not a very glamorous YouTube channel because I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a teacher. I'm a trainer. I'm an investor. I'm not a YouTuber. I have no intent of making it very commercial. So I don't put glamorous stuff to get eyeballs, to get likes, or to get views. That's not my intent. But there are some videos which will help you. So go take a little bit of effort, learn what has been taught, and you will get the what's your worth in your terms of time. Is that okay, Sachin Gohil? So but yeah, if I do see some stocks which will make money, which are what I call as idiot proof stocks. Idiot proof stocks are stocks which will always make money for you. Then I will put it down. But yeah, I do respect what you're asking me. If I find something in the next 2 or 3 or 4 days, I will put it down for you. Is that okay? I hope you're happy there. So Shweta BK is asking a question. I read a few reports that said in July markets will see low levels as March 25th. Do you believe markets will see that low again? Should I save money for investing long term during that time? Please advise. So Shweta is asking me a question. I've read few reports. So it's very simple. If you read few reports and if you don't believe those reports, then why are you wasting your time reading them? Right? So you're going to ask me a certain question, and reports written by somebody is somebody's opinion. There is a reason why somebody is writing a report. Why is somebody writing a report? Why is somebody not putting that effort and time to, if he has that knowledge, to hold that information and make money out of it? Why is he distributing that information to everyone? Is a question you need to ask yourself. So, number one, if you read some reports, it's up to you to believe whether you want to believe that reports or no. If you believe that reports, then go ahead and do what you want to do. If you don't believe that reports, then it is just a waste of time for you to be reading the report. And like I said to you again, and I'm going to repeat it, that markets for the next 1.5, 2 months, at least 1.5, 2 months, okay, 2 months is a long shot. Markets are going to go sideways, which means there is no particular trigger that it is going to move. Now, if you ask me where will the markets go, uh, in the in the very shortest terms, there is a very high chance that market will go towards 8,400. So on the lower side, on the short term, markets will go towards 8,400. If it further goes down and if there's a negative news, then there is a very high possibility that it will go to 8,000. And on the upper side, there, for example, some news comes out, and there are people who love to float news. Why do people love to float news? So you have to understand it's a little different situation today. Okay, not only this is a catastrophe on a global scale, every country is using everything in their intellect and their power to play politics in such a manner that their country gets the maximum benefit. So it is no more on the levels of traders or no more on the levels of institutions. This is much, much bigger. This is on the levels of politicians of the caliber of Narendra Modi and Trump and Jinping, okay, where they are wrestling with each other in order to get the maximum benefit out of it and to have the minimum collateral damage out of this, okay. So there is going to be deception, there are going to be rumors floated, there is going to be lying, there is going to be fake news, there is going to be everything used as a evil by humans to be floated around to influence the brains of each and every one of you who is watching so that somebody else will take money away from you. You understand this? So this is no more a case of institutions anymore. This is much higher. There is espionage happening. There are governments involved into it. There is a intelligence bureau of various countries involved into it, so that each country has an upper hand over somebody else. So if you ask me a question that what will exactly happen 1.5 months time, believe me, there is nobody in the world who can give this to you. And if somebody in the world can give this to you, he is lying to you. Okay, and he is only getting attention from you. So if you like that sort of thing where you like to listen to people who is craving for attention and hence talk about rhetorics in life, talk about big things in life just to gain attention, then this is a fantastic time for you. Yeah, but if you want to sit down and think logically, then this is what I have to say to you, right? So Shweta, whether so again there is a second flip side of it. Market, there is always an opportunity. There is always an opportunity in the market. You need to know how to find it. Right now, as I see in the market, I see at least 20 stocks which can give fantastic returns in the next 2 years. Right now, as I just in the morning, I was sitting down and doing my pre-market and all that for getting ready for Monday, and I saw there are at least 20 stocks which are giving you fantastic returns for the next 2 years, and that these returns will be bare minimum risk. Yeah, so you need to find out. So if you say that let me time the market and go to the bottomist and let me see the future, then it's never going to work, right? It doesn't work like that. If you understand this, you'll be able to use this information for yourself and you'll be able to make money. If you don't understand this part, then you are always going to struggle into the stock market and just trying to find out the next person who can tell you what is the future of the stock market. And stock markets don't work like that, right? So let me move to the next question. I am sorry, I'm giving you blunt answers, but take it or leave it, right? So hope Shweta, you are happy with the answer that I gave you. All right. So there's Nikita Sani asking a question: how could you see the impact of 20 lakh crores of the government by the stock market? So I gave you an answer, right? So till that 20 lakh crores get trickled down and actually actionable, and there is a palpable things which you can actually feel in the market, okay? And people who are in the market, who the smart money feels that something really is happening, and today we have decoupled. We have not decoupled. We are actually coupled with the whole world, which means if something is happening in the US, something is happening going to be in India, because that is how the stage of the entire world is set today, right? So unless and until you see triggers in every country and there is a common solution which comes across a broad spectrum for every country, there is very difficult for the markets to go massively up or massively down. Massively down is possible because there could be a bad news coming, but massively up, you never know. Like while we are speaking, okay, while we are speaking, United States, some senators in United States could be sitting down and planning that we are going to put a lot of we are going to go against the China. While we are talking, there could be the huge discussion in the US where saying that we are going to go against China, we are going to shut China down, and you and I are not going to know of it. So if we are not going to know of it, obviously that news is going to hit the markets in some time. So just hang on for some time. So Dikshit Thakur is asking a question. Vedanta is getting delisted and the price offer is 875. Should I accept and exit at the price, or should I don't sell and exit or whatever? Dikshit, can you hold this question? Ask me question a little. Let me give you answers to the generalized questions first, and then I'll answer the specific stock question. So just hold this question. I'll give you an answer to it later. Okay. So Shweta, thank you so much. I hope you have got the answer to what I had to say. Nitin Last. His name is Nitin Last. Okay, sir. SBI, whatever. Again, Nitin, you have a question which is stock specific. Ask me a little later. Dhirendra Das is asking SBI. Okay, so basically anybody's got any general questions where you want to hear my general outlook and general views in the market, you can ask me right now. If not, then I will just move over to stocks, क्योंकि फाइनली क्या फर्क पड़ता है, क्या करना है, यही फाइंड आउट करना है ना, कि मंडे को कहाँ पे बेचना है और कहाँ पे खरीदना है। इतना ही आंसर मिल गया, जिंदगी के यार तेल लगाने, है कि नहीं? क्यों अटेंड करने का वेबिनार? इतना ही आंसर चाहिए कि क्या खरीदने का, क्या बेचने का और कितना पैसा बनाने का, राइट? सो आई अंडरस्टैंड दैट, राइट? एनी अदर क्वेश्चंस दैट यू गाइस हैव, which is general questions? Okay, so here's what I'm going to do to you now. Let me just kind of reiterate one more time. Okay, so the way I see it is, the way I see it is, uh, the stock market for the next 1.5 months, there is a very very high chance. Okay, again, I am a full-time investor, so I'm giving you my opinion. This is what I think right now from the data that I've got right now. So understand, this is the data which I've got. I'm reading the data and I'm telling you what will happen for the next 1.5 months. Tomorrow, if the data changes, this whole thing, I will change my opinion. Why will I change my opinion? Because I'm not here to say that, listen, I told you so. I'm here to make money. So market changes, I change my opinion, I change my strategy, I change what I buy, I change what I sell. My focus is very clearly to make money. My focus is not to tell anybody on saying that, listen, I told you so. So at this point of time, the way I see it is, I see that the markets will move sideways. The upside, like I said to you, is about 10,000, about 10,200, 10,400. The lower side will be around 8,000 or maybe even 7,800. Okay, so 8,400 is very much possible, 8,200 is possible, that zone is possible. Further down, 7,600 possible. If further there is a massive bad news coming out of it, there is a very high chance that it will come to about 7,200 also. But it going below 7,200 does not seem likely. However, it is possible. So far, everybody got this? You guys are able to understand my thought process? You guys are able to understand what I'm saying? Please say yes, hello, thank you, thank you. I'm sitting down and drinking beer. I'm sitting down and having black label. I don't know, whatever you guys are doing. Can you just say, acknowledge it so that I'm able to understand, that you are able to understand? Yeah? All right. All right. Great stuff. Yeah. All right. So here's what we're going to do now. What we're going to do now is we are going to go, because finally everybody has come here to find out कि भाई कहाँ पे बेचना है, कहाँ पे खरीदना है, भाव बोलो, बाकी क्या है, तेल लगाने. I have to go back to my Saturday night. So I'm directly going to go down to the listing which I got on Facebook. Okay. And I'm going to give you answers. Okay. You want, you can write it down. If you don't, then in any case does not matter, because we also have a video recording which we will give it to you later. So if you don't want to note it down, then don't worry about it. I make it a point to tell my children that they should always sit with a pen and paper. I always sit with a pen and paper, because you never know what you're going to hear in your life which may change your life. One sentence can change your life. Most people don't know this, and you never know where you're going to hear that for yourself, right? So very quickly, let's go that. So the first was Yes Bank. Okay, so let me go to Yes Bank first. So Yes Bank first. So let's have a look at Yes Bank. So this is the chart of Yes Bank. This is how Yes Bank looks like. Yes Bank at one point of time was at 400 rupees, and then it further came down all the way to 20 rupees, right? And this is the story of Yes Bank, and I have made at least 3 videos in the past 2 years or 2.5 years where I've said very clearly that please get out of Yes Bank. Okay, so I have said it very clearly that please get out of Yes Bank. Don't do it. You lose money. But whatever. I had also given a very Yes Bank specific webinar which I have in the on my YouTube channel, where I said that if you want, get out of it. But anyway, still there are about 104 people who declare that they have Yes Bank. So what do you do with Yes Bank? So here's what my answer about Yes Bank is. So please listen to me very carefully. Yes Bank is going to keep on going sideways. Yes Bank is going to keep on going sideways. So I'm going to tell you from the next 3 months time, 6 months time, and 1 year's time. Okay. So from next 3 months time, there is a very very low possibility that it will go above 45 rupees. There's a chance that it can come down to 20 rupees, but there is a very very high possibility it will go to about 45, 40 to 45 rupees. About that is very very difficult. Okay. for the next 3 months. For the next 6 months, the band kind of expands, but I don't really see it going anywhere above 60 rupees. Okay, so it's just going to keep on going sideways. For the next 1 year, again, very clearly, I don't see it going anywhere above 80 rupees. So the band that Yes Bank is going to move is either going to be 40 rupees, 60 rupees, and 80 rupees. Okay, now now it depends on you what you want to do. If you want to keep on holding this for eternity, there are a lot of people who have said that I bought it at 300 rupees and 200 rupees, and I recognize a lot of people who have asked me the same question for last 3 years. Okay, so there are a lot of people on uh, Stock Baba forum who have asked me this question for last 3 years. Sir, I bought it at 300 rupees. What should I do? Sir, I bought it at 300. So 3 years back they asked the same question. 2 years back same question. 1 year back same question. 6 months back same question. मैंने मेरा जवाब दे दिया लेकिन किसी ने कुछ किया नहीं. So please understand. Okay, you make money or stop losing money by actioning in the stock market, not by listening to people's advice. Okay, even if the advice is right. Okay, so now that is up to you. Yeah, so if you are at about 200 rupees, do you want to hold on for the next 4 years or 5 years? If you want to hold on for the next 4 or 5 years, okay, do it. But you understand one thing, that there are at least about 50 more stocks which are going to give you a lot more returns. There are 50 more stocks in the stock market which are going to give a lot more returns with lot less risk in the stock market from today's perspective for the next 5 years. So Yes Bank, when you are putting your money into Yes Bank, you are in competition with all these stocks. Okay. So if you ask me, would I invest into Yes Bank? The answer is absolutely no. Why? Because I don't see any growth in there. The risk is much higher than the reward. Right? How many of you guys get this? How many of you guys get this? Arey wow wow wow. So now Naveen P is asking a question. Can I buy Yes Bank? Sir, buy karo na sir. You can of course buy. It is up to you. I've given you my advice. You want to buy, no problem. So you can ask, buy this, and you can come back to me after 2 years, and I'll give you an answer to that. So the risk on this stock is much higher. The reward is much lower. Okay. I don't see anything which is going to make money. And believe me, if I don't see anything which is going to make money, then usually it doesn't. Because if it is going to make money, even before I say something to you, I have already must have bought that stock, and I have not bought this stock. So if I have not bought this stock, okay, then that means that I don't see any positivity here, right? All right. So let me go to the next one. Okay, that is Tata Motors. Again, the same story with Tata Motors. I took a webinar 2 years back. I took a webinar 1 year back. I took a webinar 6 months back, and I said that, sir, please don't buy Tata Motors. But हमारे जैसे बुड्ढों का कौन सुनता है ना? So this is a chart of Tata Motors. You know, Kala Fad had said that please get out of Tata Motors, please move out of it, but nobody heard me. Now what do you do with Tata Motors? Again, let me give you a band. For the next 3 months, I don't see Tata Motors going anywhere above 100. 6 months, if push comes to shove, I don't see it anywhere going above 130 with highest risk and lowest reward is what I'm saying. Okay, the highest possibility is Tata Motors will just move between 100 and 70. Highest possibility that Tata Motors will move between 100 and 70. Just keep on going sideways and it'll keep on bouncing sideways. It will not make money for you. It will frustrate you. It will bore you. It will anger you. You will see rest of the stocks going up and making money. You will sit down and stick with Tata Motors because why? Because you love Tata Motors, right? So, now if you have bought it at about 150 and above, what should you do? You'll have to hold it for at least 3 years, okay? And you will get a decent. But 3 years is long period of time, right? For you to double the money. In that 3 years, there are a lot of stocks which are going to at least give a returns of 4 times. So with this stock, the risk is much higher than returns. Okay, you get this? So let's move to the next one, SBI, State Bank of India. Okay, so let's have a look at that. State Bank of India. Okay, so let's have a look at the chart. This is the chart of State Bank of India. Now you have to realize, okay, a very interesting thing which I want to show you if you already have not realized. I asked a very categoric question. How many of you are still holding Yes Bank and Tata Motors? Okay. How is it that I know that most people are holding Tata Motors and Yes Bank? Because I understand how the stock market works. I understand how most retail people think. I also understand how professionals think. I understand how to take advantage of retail people so that I make money for my family. SBI is just one part of it. SBI is also something which I added. Why? Because I know that most people are going to get stuck in SBI and are losing money. Why do I know this? Because I understand how the market works, human market psychology, human psychology, group psychology. So let's go to SBI. Okay, so State Bank of India. This is State Bank of India. Again, State Bank of India. Very interesting. When I was in 2010, I was in Indonesia. I was heading Indonesia. I had my own business there. And in 2010, one big short guy from IIFL, you know the organization IIFL, right? So while I was a banker, I had met up with this guy who was a big shot from IIFL, and who had said, you should buy SBI. You could make a lot of money. What wrong can happen? It is the largest bank in India. So you have to understand. So I did not say anything to him because he's too big a guy, and I didn't want to upset him because there is no point, and he's anyway not going to listen to me, right? So at that point of time, I had said that what, this is not going to make money at all because the way SBI moves, right? And for last 10 years, SBI has not made any money. In fact, for last 10 years, SBI has not only not made money, it has lost 50% of its value. See this? 2010, SBI was here, okay, at 300 rupees. Now it is 160. So now what do we do? So here's what it is. Now there's a good part and there's a bad news and a good news for SBI. Okay, so if you're holding SBI, there's a good news and a bad news. The bad news is that there is a 50-50% chance that it could go below 150, and if it does go below 150, it will straight away go to 110. Okay, so if it goes below 150, it will straight go to 110. There's a 50-50% chance, but there is a 60-40% chance that if the market starts recovering, okay, it will further go up and it will not go beyond 250 rupees. So if it goes up, it will not go beyond about 250 rupees. So the upside is 250 rupees, the downside is about 100 and, yeah, so this is where the downside is, 110 rupees. That is where the downside is. So, but all in all, this is not a stock which is going to make money for you. It will continue to go sideways. It will just keep on going up, coming down, going up, coming down, just keep on moving sideways. Again, it will bore you to death, like what happened with all the people who invested into SBA for last 10 years. It only frustrated them. The whole market went up 4 times, but SBI just lost 50%. Similarly, SBI will continue to go sideways, not make any money for you. You will get frustrated and angry, and it is not going to help you. So let me now be very specific. So what happens with all the people who have bought it? It's up to you. 3 to 6 months, like I said to you, it can't go. I don't see a visibility about 240, 250. So if you want to get out of it, you can get out of it. If you want to hold it for 3 months or 4 months, sorry, 3 years or 4 years, there is a possibility that it will go to 272 or 280, and that is where it will stop. So 270, 280 is where it will stop. Okay, but the lower side of the risk is that it can further go down. So this is the place where it can further go down. 120 and 130. Is that okay? So far, you guys are getting this? Yeah? Everybody getting this? Making sense? I hope you guys are taking down your notes. I'm just taking some time to explain this to you. I hope you get it. Let's move forward. Okay? So the next question is ITC. ITC is something which we exited for a long, long time. So ITC is something which we exited long, long time. Again, ITC is something which is just going to keep on going sideways and boring. So there is a very specific time where you have to buy it and a very specific time you have to sell it. The good news for ITC is from this point, the risk is very low, the reward is average. So understand, the risk is very low, the reward is average, the reward is not high. You have to get into stocks where the risk is low and the reward is massive, or the risk is average and the reward is massive. That's the kind of stocks you have to get inside. Here the risk is low, but the reward is average. And if something which is average is not something which is going to make money, is something which I'm interested in as a professional investor. Again, the upper side 190, second upper side 215, third upper side 230. Okay, so these are the values where ITC will get stuck. It will just keep on going sideways. It will not make massive amount of money for you. The risk is on the like I said, it's the risk reward ratio is not something which excites me, or the risk reward ratio is not something which a professional investor will get excited about. So what do you want to do if you have been stuck into the stock for a long period of time? Let's say from 2013. What should you do? It's up to you. Okay, you want to exit the stock, you can exit the stock. If you want to hold the stock, if you are badly scared of losing money, okay, then hold the stock for about 2 or 3 years, and hopefully you should be able to recover your money at about 260, 270 and stuff like that. Is that okay? So let's move to the next one, LNT. Okay, so let's look at LNT. LNT is also the same story. See this? So all my students, all people who are my students, okay, listen and observe the stocks which we have chosen for discussions, not for investing. Okay, and all of a sudden you will realize that the kind of systems and processes and strategies which we have, and the way we select our stocks and the way we select our pricing is so much superior, and why we always make money. Okay, so LNT, again the same story. Again the same story I'd heard from this guy whom I had met from IIFL, the big guy, saying what will happen to LNT is one of the largest companies in the world. And guess what? LNT has not made any money for last 12 years. Okay. Again, what will happen with LNT? Today, the risk is at the lowest point. So, if you ask me what could possibly happen with LNT, there are two numbers which I would give out. One is about 720. Okay. There's one place where it could come down and stop. But if it cracks that 720, then there is a very high chance that it will directly go to about 550. Is that possibility? Yes. Is it a high possibility? No. But is there a possibility? Yes. On the other side, on the flip side, if it has to go up, then I don't see a stock worth 800 rupees going anywhere above 1000 rupees. So dhakka maar ke, it will go above 1000 rupees. If it crashes that 1000 rupees, it will maximum go to 1200 rupees. But it is just going to bounce between 1000 rupees and 1200 rupees, and it will. So these are the outer limits that I'm talking about. For all practical purposes, this is what is going to happen with the stock. You see this? You see this? It is just going to keep on going sideways. It will just keep on going sideways. It will not make money for you. What will most of the retail people do? They will keep on averaging and averaging and averaging and averaging and not make money while they're averaging, and they'll average for the next 4 or 5 years, and then finally they'll say, you know what, stock market doesn't make money, let me get out. That is what is going to expected out of LNT. Now let's move to IDFC First Bank. Okay. IDFC First Bank, again the same story. It's a lousy stock to be investing into. It never make any sense. A stock which was about 80 rupees that has come down to 20 rupees. Again, the upside is the prices of 27. So I'm just going to quickly move on to the prices now. The upside is that you are going to look at the prices of about 27 or 32 or 37. So either you move out, get out at 27, 32 or 37. The lower side is that it could probably go to 18 or lower than 18. Okay, that's IDFC for you. Okay, Adani. Let me take one more called Adani. Adani what? There are so many Adanis here. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm just going to overlook that because he just said Adani, so I don't know. Nippon Life. So let me just give you an answer for Nippon Life. Okay. Uh, Nippon Life Asset Management. Nippon Life Asset Management. Now, let me very quickly tell you, Nippon Life Asset Management again is going to keep on going sideways. Okay, it's not a spectacular stock. Again, let me quickly give you the values where it will probably go to. The values it will go to is about 290 or 350. So if you want to get out, either get out at 290 or 290, yeah, or 350. Okay, if you get out before that, good for you. If you're not, you're going to get stuck for a long period of time. Okay, Uh, None of this. Sorry, Baba. Jyoti Labs. Let's look at Jyoti Labs. Jyoti Labs. Okay, Jyoti Labs again the same story. Jyoti Labs is just going to keep on moving sideways. Let me just tell you one thing. Just give me 1 second. Okay, just 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, so all the people who are into Jyoti Labs, you have a problem. The problem is that it was a run-up stock, in the sense that it was a stock which was manipulated. It was a stock which was modulated, and there were players. It was modulated by players, so there is a very high chance that it is just going to go sideways, or it is going to go to further down and sideways. Okay, so if you are into the stock, you have probably bought it because of news, or you probably bought it because of some tips, or it is probably bought it because somebody recommended to you, and it was a very nasty recommendation. So what I would suggest to you is that if you are a die wanting to hold on, if you don't want to sell it, 3 years to 5 years minimum, or 6 years, because small cap stocks are going to be very difficult for it to recover. But if you're smart, you just get out of it, cut your losses, and move somewhere else. But there is a very high chance that it will further go down. Okay. Karnataka Bank and PTC, and that's where we end there. So let's have a look at Karnataka Bank. Karnataka Bank. Karnataka Bank is the same story. It is just going to keep on moving sideways, and it's not going to make any money for you. Yeah, and you're just going to get stuck. So, but the only point of Karnataka Bank is that now here's the danger on Karnataka Bank. Now let me just tell you a little bit about the danger of Karnataka Bank. If Karnataka Bank goes below the value of 35, okay, value of 35, if it goes below the value of 30, it's at 37 right now. If it goes below the value of 35, then there's a very high chance that it will directly go to 25 and then further go to 20. Okay, and there is a very high chance. So either go to 20, or it is going to go to 25. So that is the risk of Karnataka Bank. Okay, if you ask me, should you average? You should not average at all at this point of time. If you want an exit, there are figures which I can tell you. Uh, you can exit at the price of about 53, or you can exit the price of about 61. So either 53 or 61 is what you should manage your exits. Now if you say that I am at 120, 150, then here's what you're going to do. You have to go and meet up with the advisor who advised you this, and go and give him a earful. Okay, because he just got you into trouble. So let me tell you the last one, which is PTC, and that's where we come to an end of this. So PTC is again a losing stock. So all the stocks which have come to me are losing stocks. PTC again is at a very crucial junction. If it breaks the 35 level, then there is a very high chance that it will straight away go to 30. Okay, so if it breaks 35, it will go to 30. But if you want to exit out of it, the first price where you should get out is at about 43, and the second one you should get out at about 49. So either 43 or 49, these are the two prices you should be getting out at. So this is what I wanted to say to you. Okay, anybody's got yeah, so somebody is asking me questions. प्रवीण शर्मा सर, इतना सब मैं आपको नहीं देगा, आप एक या दो क्वेश्चन मुझे पूछ सकते हो. इफ यू आर गोइंग टू रन योर एंटायर पोर्टफोलियो, देन आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू हेल्प यू. वन और टू क्वेश्चन इज एनफ, राइट? So ICICI Bank and IndusInd Bank. Chalo, let me ask for ICICI. So this Avadut Palkar, who was asking me how much money I've lost, ICICI Bank and IndusInd Bank. ICICI Bank. So with ICICI Bank, oh God, it's got into trouble. So ICICI Bank is again going to keep on going sideways. But if you are already at this price, don't worry about it. There is a very high chance that ICICI Bank will be one of the first banks to recover the moment market starts going up. Now hear me out again. I'm going to say this to you. ICICI Bank will be one of the first banks to recover once the market starts, moving up. Having said that, will I invest into ICICI Bank? No. Why? I have my reasons. Okay. So if people who are interested in ICICI Bank, they can go ahead and do that. I am not the one who's going to be investing into ICICI Bank. It never. There are much better banks and there are much better stocks to put your money into. ICICI Bank, according to me, is not one of them. Okay, because the volatility is very high and it just doesn't give me that feel. I don't get that control over it. Now let's me move to IndusInd Bank. IndusInd Bank. So let's look at IndusInd. And IndusInd Bank, if you're into IndusInd Bank, you're into big trouble here. Yeah, you're into big trouble. Okay, so let me tell you now. The good part of it is that whatever damage had to be done has already been done. Okay, there is a very low chance that it will further go down. So if it does go down, then there is a chance that it will hang around till about 246. So right now it is at about 418. If it further, so maximum damage has already been done. So that's a good part of it. Bad part of it is it breaks down, it is going to go to the levels of about 246. So that is where it will hang around. So plan it accordingly. Okay. Should you buy an IndusInd Bank if you have a vision for 3 years or 4 years? You can buy an IndusInd Bank and you can make money. But again, it's not the bank I would want to invest into at this point of time. Right. Now let me take some more questions if you have. So who's asking me, just let me read, yaar. I'm getting a little old. Chasma bisma lag gaya. Thoda time lagta hai. Okay, so Shweta B saying GMM. I don't know what Shweta. I don't know what stock is that. Okay. Shweta, I'm not going to give you an answer as to whether you should buy it or not. You want to buy it, you buy it. You don't want to buy it, you don't buy it. If you lose money, you come back and ask me this question, I'll give you an answer. So if you specifically ask me, should I buy this, should I buy that, I'm sorry, I'm not going to give you an answer. Because today I'm not here for that, right? I'm not here to run this thing for you, right? Omkar Bane says, sir, your view on Balkrishna Industries. But Omkar, if you have lost money, you ask me. If you have not lost money or you're not invested into it, I'm not going to give you an answer, and I don't think you're invested. Okay? You just don't keep on asking me my views. You have, tell me the specific price, I'll answer you. You lost money, nahi. Tell me what price you bought it at and where are you. Okay? I'm not going to give you answer just because of your fancies. Sorry. Kapil Bajaj is asking me a question. Sir, any suggestions for Ruchi Soya? Why is it going higher, higher and higher? So, Ruchi Soya was always a controlled stock. Ruchi Soya was the delight of people who were running the stock market. Ruchi Soya was the delight of people who were you know who were playing the stocks. Okay, so what is really happening at this point of time, nobody really knows. Okay. But if you are into Ruchi Soya, look at where the price has gone. So you should be happy, right? So look at Ruchi Soya. Now, whether it will make money for you or not, God alone knows. But this is what it is. So Ruchi Soya was here. Okay. Uh, so Ruchi Soya went from 141 rupees all the way to 3 rupees, and now it has gone to 600 rupees. So the way I see it is that if you have Ruchi Soya, you're making tons of money. You should go and tell your wife, or you should go and tell your father, or you should go and tell your children that you are an extremely rich man. Now, whether it comes into reality or not, God only knows. Because it's a played stock, it is only going into an upper circuit. So technically, by the definition of being an upper circuit, you should be able to sell it immediately. There is only demand and no supply. So if you are not able to sell it, then there is a bigger reason. You might want to ask your broker why Ruchi Soya you are not able to sell. So ask your broker, call up the broker and ask him. Is that okay? So Vardhaman Muno is asking a question. Maruti, hang on यार, मेरे गले की तो वाट लग गई है. Maruti. Can you give me a little bit of hot water and a little bit of coffee, light coffee, hot water? So Maruti again is one stock which is going to keep on going sideways. So it depends on you. Yeah, is a stock which is going to go sideways. It is not going to make amount of money. This is not a stock which is going to jump up the moment the market jumps up. I tell you that way very clearly. If you are, I don't know what price you have bought it at, and it doesn't matter. But if you want to plan your exits, either you plan your exits at 6,200 or you plan your exits at about 7,200. These are the two values you should get out, either 6,200 or 7,200. If you don't get out, you're just going to keep on going sideways. So this is what happened, right? You see this? This is what happened. This is the price was Control D. The value was September 2018. So from September 2018 till January 2020, okay, that's almost about 1.5 years. It just went sideways. It didn't make any money. Very high chances that it will further similarly happen over here. So it depends on you. I've given you those values. If you want, you exit. If you don't want to exit, that's up to you. Keep on holding it. Okay. Yeah, hang on. Okay, so Omkar Bane says, so he bought, अरे भाई रुको यार थोड़ा, it's all going up, I'm not able to read. एक तो once you get older चश्मा लगता है, थोड़ा read करने को time लगता है. Hang on यार. uh, Omkar Bane says bought that stock. Which stock, Omkar? Which stock did you buy it at 1200 rupees? He asked me some question, I don't know. Okay, Omkar, just write down the whole thing again because I'm not able to read it, like I said. Zain Chelkur, Zain is saying Naukri info. Let's have a look at Naukri info. NAUK. Keep holding it, Zain. There's no problem with the stock. I don't see a problem with the stock. Keep holding it. Then you are my student. You know when to exit and when to enter. I'm pretty sure you're making money out of it. Okay. So Chintan Sangvi says Titan average price is 1300. So chalo yaar, Chintan Sangvi ko answer deta hu, otherwise he'll get very upset with me. And I like Chintan. So Titan Industries. So Titan, if you have if you have Titan Industries, keep holding it here. Nothing to be worried about. Keep holding it. Not something which will bother you too much. Okay, keep holding it. You'll have to wait for some time, about 6 months or 1 year, for it to recover. Okay. Uh, thank you. Is it very hot? थोड़ा पानी रख दिया. So Nitin Vaswani says L&T Housing Finance at bought at IPO. L&T Housing Finance. Let's have a look. Hang on. I don't know why I'm not getting this. It's got a funny name, so maybe you can ask me later and I'll give you an answer to that. Okay. Uh, yeah. Yeah. So you ask me this question later, I'll answer you. So Harshal Desai says Bajaj Finance bought at 2650. So let me have a look. 2650, don't worry about it. Just keep on holding Bajaj Finance, you should be okay. Not something which I'm getting worried about. 2650 is fine. Then Mayank Kumar is saying bought Lupin at 807. Arey wah, sir. Lupin. Lupin at 807. Let's have a look at Lupin. Lupin at 807. So if you have Lupin at 807, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you an exit. The exit is at one, you can either exit at 950. Either you can exit at 950 or you can exit at 1020. But let me tell you something, 1020. Either you exit at 950 or 1020. Anything about 1020 is going to be risky for you. So you want to exit, you exit at those prices. Okay, otherwise you'll keep on going sideways and you won't make money. Is that okay? Okay. So Polycab at 700. Nitin last says I bought at 28. I don't know. The Polycab I bought at 700. Chalo, let me see. Yeah. Polycab India. If that is what you're talking about, Polycab India. Polycab is again okay. Just hang on. Polycab is again it's just going to keep on going sideways. So if I were you, I would just exit here. It's just such a boring and a lousy stock. Okay, I'm pretty sure you bought it at IPO. If you didn't buy it at IPO, anyway, you just keep on going to go keep on sideways. If you want to exit, I'll give you some exit points so that you still make some money. Either you buy sell it off 780 or you sell it off at 920. 780 and 920 where you need to get out at Polycab. If you further want to hold on, no problem, sir. It is your money. We don't care. It's up to you. You are responsible for your own money. Okay. I'm going to take five more stocks and that's where I'm going to stop. Okay. Five more stocks. Okay. So Prasad Dalvi says ICICI Securities. Prasad ICICI Securities. Just hang on. You can hold on. I don't think there is a problem here, but you'll have to hold on for some. So honestly, if you ask me the risk part, I don't see much of a risk happening here. You can hold on. There's no problem here. Okay, I don't know whatever price you are, but you can hold on. But you'll have to hold on for at least a year and a half. That's what the chart show. So hold on for a year and a half. Okay, if you bought it at 502, अरे वाह sir, एकदम solid, चक्का मारा है एकदम like the Pakistanis. 502. So let me tell you and let me congratulate you. You are amazing. You bought it at the highest point. Okay. So whatever you are doing, let me know so that I'll do exactly the opposite so that I'll at least make money. Okay. So you want to exit it at this point of time, up to you. You can or I have 420. You can exit or if you hold on for one and a half year, you'll probably get 502. But yeah, you bought it at the wrong price. Okay. Four more stocks and then I'm done. Okay. Uh, ICICI Securities का आंसर दिया. Somebody asked me about Berger Paints. Let me answer you for Berger Paints. Berger Paints. So Berger Paints, if you ask me honestly, I don't see any risk. Keep holding it. There's no nothing to be worried about. Keep holding it, but you'll have to hold it for about 2 years or 2.5 years to make a decent amount of profit. So 2.5 years down the line, I very clearly see it about going about 620. So if you are asking me for Berger Paints, don't worry about it. Don't do anything at this point of time. Don't average. Don't do anything. Just keep holding the stock. Is that okay? Three more stocks. Three more stocks. So that Omkar guy had asked me some question. I don't know where he's gone, but I don't see his question anymore. Okay. Uh, Ashish Narsimha is asking, sir, please answer about SBI cards. Two lots holding since IPO. Two lots of what, sir? Very interesting. SBI cards. Let's have a look. SBI cards. So this gentleman says that he is holding SBI cards since IPO, which means since when is he holding it? Let me just see it. He is holding it from March 16th. He is holding two lots. Sir, how long do you want to hold it? Do you know how to trade futures? So from March 16, so you have lost almost 100 rupees on 600 rupees, which is about 20%. So you already lost 20% multiplied by two lots multiplied by the futures. So I'm guessing, okay, I'm guessing. So you lost about 100 rupees on two lots and about 7 lakh rupees. About 1.5 lakh, 2 lakh rupees, right? And you continue to hold the loss of 1.5 lakh, 2 lakh rupees or a little more than 2 lakh rupees for 2 months. When are you going to learn that you have done something wrong? If you don't know how to trade futures, please don't trade futures. It's very easy to lose money, like this gentleman here who has lost about 2 lakh rupees, a little bit more than 2 lakh rupees in last 2 months. Imagine going through the pain of looking at your account every day for 2 months where you're losing 2 lakh rupees and there is no hope that it is further going to go down or up. Okay, so So anyway, uh, two lots of IPO. अच्छा, तो ऐसा बोलो ना सर, क्यों in the middle of the night why you are scaring me? So Nitin Vaswani, so last two stocks, Nitin Vaswani is saying L&T, FH. Nitin Vaswani sir, सही है. Okay, so Nitin Vaswani says that he has bought L&T, FH since IPO. The IPO was here. So since 2000, 2012, you are holding the stock of L&T, FH, and you haven't made any money. So for 8 years, you haven't made any money. Sir, how, sir? Why have you not made money from 2012? Okay, so anyway, होता है. So honestly speaking, this is a stock which is a very choppy stock. This is a stock which would never interest a person like me because it does not give me guaranteed returns. This is not a stock which would make me feel good about anything because it just keeps on going sideways. If you want to ask me what you are supposed to do of it, honestly, I'll say, but there's a very unlike chance that you will do what I say because for last 8.5 years, if you've not made money and you've seen making money and then it crashing, then there is a very low chance that you will actually listen to what I'm saying. So, for being politically correct and for being able to give you an answer that you are expecting from me, here's what you can do. Okay, hold it for the next 5 years. You already hold it for last 8 years. You hold it for 5 years. There is a very high chance that it will go back to about 160. Hold it for 5 more years. 8 साल निकाला है, 5 साल और क्या फर्क पड़ता है सर, है ना? होल्ड इट फॉर another 5 years and there's a very high possibility that it will go to about 160. You can exit at 160. Okay, so I'm going to take the last stock and I don't want to upset somebody who was asking me this question, so I'm opening it up for Omkar. किधर है Omkar? Okay, so Omkar asked me some question about something. If he's still around, I don't know whether he's around or not. So please give me the stock and please give me the price at which you bought. You can type it down and that's where it is. So Dixit had asked me this question about Vedanta. So chalo, let me answer Dixit also because otherwise he'll get very furious with me. And I don't want anybody to get furious. Vedant. Okay, so Vedanta. So the price of Vedanta is yeah, okay. So you can hold. So there is a offer which has been given to you on Vedanta, isn't it? So if there's an offer which is given at Vedanta, take that offer, get out of it. As simple as that. Don't worry about it. Okay, you bought it at what, 87? Yeah, so hold on. You'll probably go up because of the demand coming in or the buzz coming in. Once it goes up, then you can sell it off, right? So Mr. Omkar Dixit, अभी भी पूछना है कि चले गया? नहीं होएगा तो then I'll close it. Anybody else got any other stock before I wind up? Any other stock before I wind up? Okay, so Shweta is asking Pfizer. मैरी को पकड़ो सर, अनिल सर मैरी को पकड़ के रखो. Okay, so I'm going to answer one last one, which is Pfizer for Shweta. Okay, so this is Pfizer. So Shweta, if you bought Pfizer, hold on here. Don't worry about it. If you are into Pfizer, hold on. It is going to be a choppy stock, but I don't think you'll get into trouble. So hold on. Okay. Uh, so Nikita asked me one question and then she's saying, but yeah, Lavin, you ask me later, yaar. You are anyway part of Fast Forward Mentorship Program. Ask me there, I'll answer you there, yaar. है ना, Lavin? Uh, Nikita, what answer do you want? What is the question? If I don't see the question, I'm just reading what is written in front of me and I'm responding, right? So what's your question, Nikita? Chalo, Nikita, ka last question and then I'm closing the session for the evening. Again, this will get recorded, it will be given to you. Okay, Nikita किधर है? NCC bought at 28. Chalo, let's see. Last question of Nikita. NCC bought at 28. Okay, Nikita, so if you bought NCC at 28, don't worry about it. I don't think you are into trouble. But let me give you some values where you can get out of it. Okay, so the places where you can get out of it is either you can get out at about, depending on what your risk appetite is. Okay, you can either get out at 30 to even yourself out, or 36 or 46. So 30, 36 or 46. These are the values. So depending on what your risk appetite is. So 30, 36 and 46, these are the values you should be getting out depending on what you want to do. Okay. Beyond 46, I see a very low visibility, so you might not be able to make money after that. All right, so thank you guys, thank you so much. I'm going to end this because it's hurting my throat right now, and if you have any questions, you can ask me on the forum and I'll be able to answer it. So sir, you ask me that questions later, no? Okay, सब पूरा धोबी लिस्ट पूछ लेने का एक साथ में. Okay. So all right, guys. So thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to me. I hope I've been able to give you answers to what you are asked me. And yeah, if you have any questions, then ask me on the forum, and I'll be. But don't lose money. Make some money. Uh, Save some money for your family. Your family requires it, and they will appreciate you. All right. So work hard, learn, study, read, get into some intellectual discussions. Don't waste your time. This is a time where you can make your future. The next 2 months can dictate for what your next 20 years are going to do if you use them well, because the time you have right now. If you waste it doing things which are not value added activities, then next 20 years are going to be just the way they are. But if you reset yourself like the way the world has resetted itself, in the next 20 years you can have a growth which is 45 degrees growth or higher. All right. So thank you guys. Thank you for your time. We will try to put up the video whenever we can, and I'll see you again. Goodbye and good night. Good night. Good night. So my throat has gone dry. I'm speaking for 1.5 hours. All right. So goodbye.